Now on Nightside, the Girl Scouts received their largest donation yet. How many millions and who it was from? Coming up.
Our warm October weather is coming to an abrupt end. I'll let you know when to expect the drop in temperatures and what to look out for this weekend in your first alert forecast.
Parents furious when they discovered their children were exposed to radioactive material in school. That story coming up on Nightside. You're watching 4 News Now.
We start with breaking news and new details on a story we brought you over the weekend. Gonzaga University says the death of a student looks to be a tragic accident. In a letter from the president, students were told that Colton Marcantel died this afternoon from an accidental self-inflicted gunshot he suffered during a social gathering early Saturday morning.
President Thane McCullough said in part about Colton, quote, he embraced laughter and friendship, and his friends and family remember him as one who lived boldly, loved deeply, and saw the best in everyone. The university is holding a prayer service of remembrance tomorrow. For more information, find this story on KXLY.com. The East Central neighborhood says it's tired of being known as the home of Camp Hope. Good evening. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Tonight, the East Central Neighborhood Council passed a resolution saying it wants the camp gone by Thanksgiving. New on Nightside, Rania Kaur's in studio tonight with why people say it's way past due.
Aaron, Kirsten, Camp Hope borders the East Central neighborhood, and tonight in a 7-2 vote, the Neighborhood Council passed a resolution asking the city and county to clear campers from their neighborhood. At tonight's East Central Neighborhood Council meeting, it's pretty clear. Everyone wants Camp Hope cleared, even Chris Venn.
But I think setting an arbitrary deadline doesn't make any sense.
He and his wife were the only 2 people who think a Thanksgiving deadline to clear Camp Hope is too soon.
I think we need to work to close it, but I just think saying it's going to close on a certain date is kind of crazy. I think it could backfire. I think it could end up dispersing homeless into the neighborhood and not really solve the problem.
Debbie Ryan is the treasurer for the East Central Neighborhood Council. She believes Thanksgiving is just a goal.
It is getting worse, and I'm not happy about it.
She says East Central is losing its identity.
It's a good place to live, and we need to have the city recognize the good parts and not be known for the homeless camp.
And she's not alone.
With all the resources that are being thrown at this thing, it's getting more and more established, and I don't think that's correct.
The East Central Neighborhood Council says this resolution will be sent to those making decisions regarding Camp Hope. In studio tonight, I'm Rania Kaur, 4 News Now.
Rania, thank you. Well, today's weather was record-breaking warmth.
I know. We keep looking at that calendar and seeing how many days in a row. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker's here to tell us more about the record-breaking heat.
Yes, we have had 18 days of 70-degree or warmer weather in the month of October. There are 18 days. We've been at least 70 degrees every day this month. That is a new record. The previous record was 17 days set back in 1944. Looks like we're going to break our own record again tomorrow with a 19th day. Now, 72 is not our record for the day, 76 our record for today, but we're a lot closer to record territory than we are to average. Meanwhile, it was kind of a bummer on this beautiful sunny day that the wildfire smoke has been in play, especially in North Idaho and parts of extreme eastern Washington. Newport right now is in the unhealthy range, Old Town as well, Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry in the orange, and so is Spokane in that unhealthy for sensitive groups. This is a combination of wildfire smoke from the Kootenai complex fire as well as the Cascade fires, bringing some smoke into the east slopes of the Cascades. Prescribed burns also a problem with that high pressure and control that traps the smoke at the surface, but the big changes we've been talking about in our forecast will help scour out that smoke. Temperatures right now are in the 30s and 40s around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. 39 right now in Deer Park. It's 38 degrees in Coeur d'Alene, 38 at Spokane International Airport, and 45 at 9 Mile. And your forecast for tomorrow, we're heading up to a high temperature of 71 with hazy sunshine. Another record day. I'll be back with those changes in the forecast in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. Let's send it over to Alex Crescenti now. He has our first look at sports.
That's right. It is hard to believe, but we are now a third of the way through the NFL season, if you can believe that. So already we have an idea of who's the contenders from the pretenders, and the Seattle Seahawks are like somewhere in the middle of that. The team is currently sitting at 3-3 on the season and tied with a bunch of other NFC teams for that final playoff spot, and they do have a better record than Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. That's noteworthy. But over the past few weeks, Seattle has shown that it may actually have what it takes to stay in the race throughout the season, and especially with the improvement of their defensive line. On Sunday, they were able to get to the Arizona quarterback Kyler Murray 6 times, and that was a big reason they limited the Cardinals to just 3 points of offense all day long.
We've been working at it, and we've been tweaking some stuff, and we finally just made a declaration in a particular direction that everybody took to, and they wanted it to work out too, because they want to play the way we played yesterday, and they did it. And so that's a big accomplishment for us. And I know you all been waiting for, okay, when's something going to happen? Well, this was a big step, and I'm hoping that we'll continue. That's just one game, so it doesn't, the whole world didn't change for us, but it put us in the right direction.
Seattle will now travel down to California for the first of 3 matchups against the Los Angeles teams. First up is the Chargers on Sunday. And closer to home, Washington State linebacker Deion Henley was named to the AP midseason All-American team on Monday. Through 6 games this year, he's second in the Pac-12 in tackles with 68 of those, and second in tackles for loss. According to Pro Football Focus, Henley has the best pass rush grade and the best tackling grade among Pac-12 linebackers. Now, early mock drafts also have him potentially going in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft. And coming up a bit later on in sports, we'll check in with the Eastern Washington Eagles as they are still searching for their first Big Sky win on the season. Aaron, Kirsten, send it back over to you.
Alex, thank you. Well, Spokane County will have several new judges on the bench after this election. You've told us that accountability in the court matters to you, and we're taking those concerns to the candidates vying for those judges' seats.
Well, here's who's running for District Court Position 3. Jenny Zappone is currently a senior deputy prosecuting attorney. Eric Doyema is the current District Court Commissioner. Both of these candidates have wide-ranging experience in the criminal justice system. Their goals are similar when it comes to new programs they'd implement if elected. Both say they want to see a specific court dedicated to domestic violence cases. This way, the court can track people and prevent further crimes.
Let's get a domestic violence therapeutic court. Let's start that in district court so that we intervene before it can escalate to a felony level where I've seen strangulations, murders.
We keep track of these individuals a lot closer. We have a kind of a stage process that they work their way through, stage 1, stage 2, and they have projects that they have to do to kind of graduate to the next phases.
They'd also like to see needs-based probation so the courts can monitor people more if they have a high risk of reoffending. Financially, their campaigns are running neck and neck. Public disclosure records show Zappone's raised over $68,000. Doyema's raised over $66,000.
The Girl Scouts of the USA recently received millions of dollars. Who donated and where the money will be going?
Parents weren't happy when they were told their children were attending school where there was toxic waste.
And if you're logged into someone else's Netflix account, you may want to go create your own. The company is cracking down on password sharing. More details ahead.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Southside Community Center's annual Health and Wellness Fair.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
It goes like one margarita. Bluebird in my heart. Baby, you're playing hard to forget.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
Watch, Archer.
You forgot this.
Wait, you...
Customer service.
Your employees work hard for you. Give them a health plan that works harder for them. From Primera Blue Cross, with more options to fit your business needs and budget. Because your employees depend on it. Find your plan at business.primera.com.
Democrats in Washington are threatening our way of life. Reckless spending fueling inflation. Shutting down energy production here at home. A push to defund the police. Kathy McMorris Rogers is fighting every day to stop them and protect Eastern Washington. Cutting spending to curb inflation. Unleashing American energy production. and making sure law enforcement has the resources they need. Kathy McMorris Rogers, our voice.
I'm Kathy McMorris Rogers, and I approve this message.
It's like the Avengers have arrived.
I'm here to have some fun.
The buzziest late show on Hollywood Boulevard. Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Is there anything he won't brag about?
Tiffany Smiley celebrated the overturning of Roe versus Wade. There's no way I can trust her to protect us.
Tiffany Smiley would tip control of the Senate to Mitch McConnell.
That is a disaster.
She could give Mitch McConnell the power to rig the courts with more anti-choice judges.
And pass a complete nationwide abortion ban. This is serious stuff.
And Tiffany Smiley still supports Donald Trump.
No way. No way.
No way we can trust Tiffany Smiley.
Women voters responsible for the content of this advertising.
Save 15% off now. SpokaneRainGutter.com.
Thanks for staying up with us tonight. News from around the world. In Paris, several thousand people turned out to protest as inflation continues to impact energy prices and food prices. Unions called for a nationwide strike and a push for higher salaries. Workers in several oil refineries have been on strike for weeks and have yet to reach a deal with the French government. The protests are causing fuel disruptions across the country.
Today is Brittany Greiner's 32nd birthday. The American basketball player is a two-time Olympic gold medalist and one of the biggest stars of the game. But she won't be celebrating because she's still in a Russian prison. Today she released a statement thanking her supporters for their love. Greiner was detained back in February and later sentenced for traveling into the country with some cannabis oil in her possession. Next week, her legal team will appeal her 9-year sentence in a Moscow court.
In Iran today, groups of protesters gathered at the birthplace of Mahsa Amini. Protesters' chants could be heard over small explosions. The country is still under government restrictions.
Around the nation tonight, President Biden is hitting the campaign trail, promising to pass an abortion rights law. It would guarantee a federal constitutional right to abortion. During a speech Tuesday at a Democratic National Committee event, Biden said Democrats need control of the House and Senate to make it happen.
The only sure way to stop these extremist laws that are put in jeopardy women's health and rights is for Congress to pass a law. And I've said before, the court got Roe right nearly 50 years ago, and I believe Congress should codify Roe once and for all.
More than a dozen states, including Idaho, have abortion bans in place affecting nearly 30 million women.
The big changes coming in our weather pattern should go a long way to help clear out the wildfire smoke and perhaps even put an end to the wildfire season. In the meantime, areas of smoke, they're particularly bad in the evenings and in the mornings, so expect to smell a little smoke around the region tomorrow morning. Otherwise, hazy sunshine, a high temperature of 71 degrees. Light winds continue with a ridge of high pressure in place over the region. That ridge of high pressure is going to be breaking down from Thursday into Friday. Friday, a strong cold front will make its way through, and that's going to usher in that dramatic drop in temperatures. But as we take a look at our temperature trend, this white line right here is average. We are going to be closer to average with this big cool down than we have been. We'll be well above for the next couple of days, getting closer on Friday, and then dipping just a little bit below for the weekend. Finally, next Tuesday, our high of 52 is average, even though it's 20 degrees cooler than what we've had today. Temperatures for lows tonight will be down in the 30s and 40s around the region. We have yet to drop into the 30s in Spokane. Our average low is 37. Wednesday's highs once again in the 70s in most locations. 66 tomorrow in Sandpoint, and depending on the wildfire smoke, that could have a big impact on the temperatures up in the Panhandle. It was quite a bit cooler there today. That does impact the temperature. Hazy sunshine for the next couple of days. Then that front comes through on Friday. Behind it, windy conditions, and there's rain. At least a slight chance every day through the rest of the 7-day forecast. I'll have more on the rain on the way and possible snow in the mountains in just a few minutes, Aaron.
Chris, thank you. The Girl Scouts of America has received its largest donation ever from a single person.
Yeah, Mackenzie Scott, the ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, gifted the organization $84.5 million. The Girl Scouts said in a release, Scott and the national chapter will choose 29 local councils to receive the funds. The money will be used in part as membership grants in communities that have, quote, been underengaged and to develop programs to help prepare girls for leadership. The group said there will be an expanded focus on career readiness and mental wellness. The Girl Scouts of America is the largest leadership organization for girls in the world with 2.5 million members.
Netflix has a plan in place to crack down on password sharing. The company says the 2 features it started testing earlier this year to combat shared accounts will be broadly implemented in 2023. Back in March, Netflix started testing extra member and profile transfer features in Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru. The profile transfer feature allows users to transfer their current profiles to a new paid account. For those who want to continue to share their account with family and friends, the extra member option allows users to create sub-accounts under their main account for an additional fee. No word on what that fee would be, but during the testing, it cost around $3 in Costa Rica.
Students in Texas are now handing over their DNA. The safety measures some parents are concerned about next.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Right now, before rates go up, get what you really want. The coolest cars, the most powerful trucks, and the hottest SUVs. Get the max for your money during the Time to Buy event. 0 down, 0 payments till next year. 0 cost max lifetime warranty. 2.9% interest. And get this, $4,000 over KBB for your trade. Plus, get a $250 gas card with purchase. Right now, the Time to Buy event. Hurry in, 7 days only. It all ends Tuesday night. Only at Max Auto Sports.
Oh, life, how small you start. In the beautiful beat of a tiny heart. A wonder to witness, a pearl so rare. Will surround you with love and world-class health care. Providence. We see the life in you.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a matching air conditioner with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free AC from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
My dad was a World War II veteran. The promise we make to veterans to care for them when they return home is personal to me. I've brought senators from both parties together to increase benefits, help more veterans find homes and good jobs, and hold the VA accountable to give veterans the excellent care they deserve. I'm Patty Murray, and I approve this message because I'll never stop standing up for Washington's veterans.
You expect more from local news. 4 News Now delivers.
It's to get you the information you need to plan your day.
Breaking news this morning. And breaking news you need to keep your family safe.
On Good Morning Northwest, that's what we mean when we say expect more.
4 News Now is brought to you by Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One.
Thanks for staying with Nightside. Millions of children in Texas will soon be coming home from school with a child identification kit.
The kits ask for information about students that will make it easier to identify them. All this shortly after the school shooting in Uvalde.
This is certainly unique. I would agree that this is a role that we haven't played in the past as a school system.
The kits are similar to a trifold pamphlet and allow parents to document their child's physical description, record an inkless fingerprint, and place a saliva sample on the paper. These kits have some parents concerned about the priorities of the state.
It was almost like the state just throwing their hands up and saying, you know, we can't do anything about the guns. We're not going to change any of the laws. So therefore, the next best thing is to make sure that we can identify your K through 8th grader, you know, if they're killed in any type of a school incident.
These kits are coming from the National Child Identification Program after the state legislature passed a Senate bill that mandated them back in 2021. The National Identification Program said they previously partnered with the state of Texas, but because of a 12-year lapse in the program, They are now sending the cards home to all public school districts and open enrolled charter school students, kindergarten through 8th grade.
Parents in a suburb outside of St. Louis are outraged by the news that radioactive material was found at their children's school. And now the school is being closely identified, or closed indefinitely rather. Jen Sullivan breaks down the meeting and explains the possible health hazard the radioactive exposure could cause.
Very, very disappointed with the communication that I've received.
Outrage and concern from parents over the recent report that radioactive lead at levels more than 22 times the expected amount was found in a playground at their children's elementary school. Other radioactive materials were also found. Now the school will be closed starting Monday. Many now asking how this could impact their children's health.
I've been out as well, calling doctors, having blood work done, any of those things that I can do right now to test lead levels.
At a school board meeting Tuesday night, families with children at Jana Elementary School in Florissant, Missouri were told preschool classes would be moved and other classes will be online only. Parents still expressing their frustration.
We have every right to demand a safe place for our kids. We have every right to demand this cleanup.
Recent testing found radioactive material in several locations, including inside the school's gym and kitchen and outside in the playground. The material stems from waste dating back to the creation of the first atomic bomb in the 1940s. The contaminants entered the Coldwater Creek and then spread through the waterway to nearby homes, businesses, and now the school.
The Hazelwood School District's top priority is providing a safe environment free from distractions and disruptions in which we can educate our children and in which our staff can work.
The CDC says there is no identified safe level of lead in blood for children. Lead exposure can cause serious health concerns, such as damage to the brain and nervous system, as well as cause developmental issues, something many parents now fear could impact their children. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
This year's flu season is off to an early start. The first death from the virus in the state has been reported in Spokane County. The Spokane County health officer says the best way to protect yourself is to get vaccinated. Flu shots are available throughout Spokane County at healthcare providers, local pharmacies, and grocery stores.
A new American Heart Association scoring guide reveals 4 out of 5 Americans have less than optimal cardiovascular health. Scoring is based on 8 factors: sleep, BMI, blood pressure, lipids, blood sugar, physical activity, diet, and smoking. And adults struggled the most with diet, physical activity, and BMI. Researchers also found that other factors like income and depression can impact the health of your heart.
Our chance of rain shows up Friday afternoon. It's getting a little bit earlier with each model run, but we'll know a lot better tomorrow about the timing. And on Thursday, Friday, a 30% chance of rain. It looks like the wettest weather right now is going to be Friday night into Saturday morning. Lingering showers, however, on Sunday. Here's a look at our forecast on Friday. A very strong cold front will be plowing through the region. It is going to bring widespread rain to the region. Behind it, that dramatic drop in temperatures, but also windy conditions. The winds will start picking up overnight Friday and into a windy Saturday. It's going to be a whole lot of weather compared to especially what we've been seeing for the past month. Here's a look at our forecast radar, and this is looking out fairly far, so the details are still a little bit muddy, but as we start off 11 o'clock in the morning on Friday, we already start to see that rain moving in. Here's 1 o'clock Friday. We'll keep that rain going through the day. 5 o'clock Friday, it's going to be a muddy Friday night football. Then we start to see some of that blue showing up in the mountains. Expect some mountain snow with this system. Could be some accumulating snow above 3,500 feet. 9 o'clock Saturday, we still have that rain in progress, but may start to see things become more showery as we get into mid-morning, early afternoon. Again, this is going to be changing as the fine details come in and this system approaches. But the big deal, it's going to be cooler, it's going to be wet, and it is going to be windy. Meanwhile, What a sunset. This was taken this evening from Don Swanstrom on Lake Ponderay in Sandpoint. He was right there on Sunnyside Road. Love the reflection. It looks almost tropical, like he's down in Hawaii or something, but quite the opposite up in North Idaho. Beautiful shot, Don. Thank you so much for sharing this.
Well, the older you get, the more you'll need a good night's sleep. New research released today shows people 50 and older who get less than 5 hours of sleep a night are more at risk of developing serious health problems such as cancer, heart disease, stroke, dementia, and other chronic conditions than people who slept about 7 hours a night. The study found the risk continued to increase for sleep-deprived people as they got older. Eastern Washington Eagles have struggled on defense so far this season, but coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti shows us just how bad it's been and what the team is saying going into their final month of the regular season.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
Maybe the bad thing. Here in this picture-perfect suburb lived the Chadwick family.
Inside, there'd been violence.
This is now a crime scene.
Now we've got a mystery. Peter says that he's been kidnapped.
He has a very strange story to tell.
The plot thickens.
And it's all leading to one international manhunt.
Wait until you hear what our team uncovered investigating this one man.
Nobody could believe it.
2020, Friday night on ABC.
You hear stories every single day of people being mugged or shot.
I've been accosted by homeless people and drug addicts.
It is absolutely not safe.
We're lifelong Democrats.
I have voted for Patty Murray many times.
At least 5 times.
But I just can't do it this time.
We're voting for Tiffany Smiley.
Vote Tiffany Smiley.
Tiffany Smiley is the right person for the job.
She gives me hope.
I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
The nonstop sirens. This is why you don't vote for Patty Murray. It never used to be like this.
Is your home ready to make warm memories this holiday season? Call local family-owned Factory Rep Blinds. From Roman shades and screens to draperies and shutters, Factory Rep Blinds has every type of window treatment from all the major brands. Not only do they install at no extra charge, but they'll bring samples to you. Call for your free consultation at 509-327-9637. That's 509-327-9637. Call local family-owned Factory Rep Blinds. We do the work. You enjoy the results.
This is another one of those surprise medical bills you get in the mail. I've gotten them. You've gotten them. I'm Kathy McMorris Rogers. With inflation crushing our families, we need to put a stop to these. I support requiring hospitals, insurers, and doctors to disclose their prices so you can know the real cost and can shop around for the best care. I approve this message because no one likes surprises, especially this kind.
Well, the Eastern Washington football team is a program that's used to winning, but this season they've been doing anything but that, starting the year off just 1-5 and trying to find an identity with a month left in the regular season. Now, one of their biggest problems has come on the defensive end, where they have given up 50 points a game during this 5-game losing streak, and that has made it more difficult for the offense to keep up. But even players on that side of the ball say they need to start sustaining longer drives throughout the games to help the defense.
I just feel like we didn't put enough consistent drives together. We showed pockets of times where we played good and then times where we didn't play so good. So it's really just being consistent, putting drives together.
I think a lot of the time is we're not helping the defense out and we're leaving them on the field too long. So then we get those deficits of 21 points or 14 points, and they're on the field because we play like 5 run-heavy outfits already, and that takes a toll on the defense, and we're not helping them out sustaining long drives.
The Eagles will hit the road this weekend as they face off against fellow last-place Big Sky team Cal Poly, and that's going to be a former Eastern head coach, Bo Baldwin. He's going to be reuniting with his squad. Now, shifting over to college basketball, yesterday we showed you the men's top 25, and today the women's AP poll was released. While no local teams cracked the top 25, the Gonzaga Bulldogs received 3 votes. The team finished with 27 wins last season while claiming the WCC tournament title and advancing to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Now, entering this year. They're going to be favorites in the conference once again as they get the season underway November 4th with an exhibition against Western Washington. And after coming off a historic season, the Washington State women also received a single vote in that poll. They finished the 2022 season with a program best 19 wins as they made it back-to-back NCAA tournaments for the first time ever. And they're going to open things up with an exhibition against Westmont on October 30th inside Beasley Coliseum. And we're still a couple of weeks away from the start of the college basketball season, but on Tuesday night, it was the NBA taking center stage with Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors unveiling their latest banner as they received their championship rings after winning the title back in June. Now, they would welcome in the Los Angeles Lakers for opening night, and in the second, Thompson will pull up over Russell Westbrook for the two-point jumper to extend the Golden State lead. He was just getting started, though. Beginning of the third, off a little pick and roll there, he's going to drain another jumper, and he's starting to feel himself now. We're getting to peak Klay at this point. Next Warriors possession doesn't even need a dribble. He hits his first three of the season, and this is the Klay that we could get used to, that we've seen for the last decade. But it's just one part of the Splash Brothers. And there's the other one. Steph Curry sinking the long shot as he's hit, and he gets the and one. That'll stop a late Lakers run and put this game out of reach as the defending champions are looking like they could repeat again. In fact, Vegas has them as the fourth highest odds to win the 2023 title. And for the former Coug, he goes for 18 points on the night, and he will be on a minutes restriction to start the season. But safe to say to expect big things from him again. As for the Zags in the NBA, they're going to get things started tomorrow night with another slate of games set to tip off. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
We actually have a new service that we're providing with video banking. We're here to really help them and connect on a way that other institutions really can't.
This is another one of those surprise medical bills you get in the mail. I've gotten them. You've gotten them. I'm Kathy McMorris Rogers. With inflation crushing our families, we need to put a stop to these. I support requiring hospitals, insurers, and doctors to disclose their prices so you can know the real cost and can shop around for the best care. I approve this message because no one likes surprises, especially this kind.
You can start your day wanting an all-natural pregnancy and end it wanting an epidural. It's called being human. A human who takes care of their eyes, then stares at their phone, who embraces self-care and believes beauty is worth some pain. So go ahead and do your 10-step skincare routine and make the 11th sun. Teach your kids that aging is beautiful while trying to prevent it. With traditional medicine and alternative remedies, there's no wrong way to treat life at Rite Aid. And now, get your flu shot and updated COVID-19 booster with easy scheduling plus walk-ins available daily.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Four things to know about your weather. Areas of smoke are going to be an issue the next couple of days. More 70-degree weather, too. Huge changes coming. Rainy, windy, cooler, clearer weather.
That's a big change. Thank you, Chris. Get your frosting fix. Today is National Chocolate Cupcake Day. There's a difference. Fun fact, the cupcake was originally known as the 1, 2, 3, 4 cake. As a simple way to remember the basic recipe: 1 cup of butter, 2 cups of sugar, 3 cups of flour, 4 eggs. We're celebrating chocolate today because
mind blown.
You can switch to vanilla on November 10th for National Vanilla Cupcake Day, and other flavors on November 15th for National Cupcake Day. I'm saying the cupcake lobby here is really pushing their agenda on everyone.
Oh my goodness.
It's like 3 days of cupcakes.
There's a day for everything. There's like a pizza day, just a regular chocolate day. It's
Vanilla Cupcake Day. Did you? I've never heard the 1, 2, 3, 4 recipe.
I have never heard that either. I just buy one box and one thing of frosting. And
1, buy a box. 2, eat the box. 3, get rid of the evidence. 4, repeat.
Yeah.